Hello everyone, welcome to Green One Day at a Time. Today we are going to look at Wabi Kusa and how to make one. Wabi Kusa is a popular Japanese art of arranging aquatic plants. In a Wabi Kusa, the plant substrate is submerged in water halfway. Most of the time the substrate is formed like a ball and the plants are planted into the substrate and allowed to submerge in the water. Here I have used a corkscrew plant or a Juncus Spiralis. This is a common plant that is allowed to float on pond water. So it is used to its roots being wet for a long time. In the UK, it is sold as indoor plant, but in most cases, it do not survive for a long while because people forget to water it. With the Juncus Spiralis, I like the formation of the leaves in the form of a spring or a screw. You also need a good container that can hold the water in. So usually a glass container is used so that you can see through into the water the beautiful formation of the Wabi Kusa's substrate. Another important component of a Wabi Kusa is moss. There is two different types of moss in here. I am not exactly sure the names of it, but it has got another plant growing on it as well. So I've just collected it from my pond surface, the rocks around my outdoor pond. So let's try and make the Wabi Kusa. The plant has a big root ball because it was in a pot. I have watered it really well, allowed it to soak a lot of water so that I can easily shape it. The root structure is very good, but I will have to break it. This might look violent and you might even think that the plant might not survive, but the plants always bounce back. My aim here is to make a small island shape using the roots of the plant itself. So instead of allowing it to stay as a ball, I'm going to try and make it like a little island in the center of this container. So by squeezing it and releasing some of the water from it, you can easily shape it. Once I'm happy with the shape of the substrate, I can then move on to place the moss around it. In a normal Wabi Kusa, people usually tie the moss onto the ball-shaped substrate before placing it into your container. But here, in my case, I'm forming a little island. So I can easily just place the moss on the substrate and let it sit over there rather than tying it. But you can also pin it onto the substrate. Because it's in the form of an island, over time the moss will stick to the substrate. Over time, the moss will mature and spread and become greener. It will look much beautiful than how it looks now. It needs, both the plant and the moss needs a fair amount of sunlight. It cannot be placed in a dark or shady spot. So my Wabi Kusa will be sitting on a windowsill with filtered light. Once that's done, the next bit is to add some sort of a substrate on the floor of the pot. If you're using a glass container, you can choose sand to go at the bottom floor of the container. I'm using decorative rocks because that's what's matching to the container I have chosen. Apart from decorative rocks and sand, you can also use floating salvinias, which are minute floating plants that will also give a very beautiful look to the container. Maintenance for such arrangement is minimal. Just make sure that there is enough water in the pot or your containers so that the plant is sitting in water. Also, you could trim the moss around when it grows too large and cut off any damaged leaves from the plants. Aquascaping is an interesting form of art. You're only limited by your imagination. In this case, I found a container which looked very beautiful. I accidentally found a plant which was perfect for aquascaping, which had good leaf structure, plant formation. The containers are also not limited. I recently found a picture in Pinterest using a Wabi Kusa using the shells of coconut. You can make a small hill like formation where the plants are planted on one side and the water is let on the other side. This is a simple yet a beautiful addition to your indoor plant collection. It doesn't have much of a maintenance as well. So there you go, my final product of Wabi Kusa using Juncus Spiralis. I'm very happy with how it looks. Just for the shoot purpose, I have placed it under a spotlight. Otherwise, on a normal day, it would be on a bright windowsill with very good morning sunlight. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this demonstration. Thank you for watching and see you soon with another one.